Okay, I'm actually waiting for a debate tournament. I'm sitting in the parking lot, and people that are going to pass by are going to think I'm crazy, but I thought I'd give this a try on my iPhone, and since I've got about a little over an hour to wait before I judge this debate tournament, I thought I'd talk to you. Okay, so I watched this great video this week by Lauren Zander, who is the founder of the Handel group, and that is the if you remember part of the homework that it gave you, it was about writing your dreams and your dream for certain areas of your life, and then rating yourself and seeing where you are in terms of those dreams. So since we're about the halfway point of this program, instead of you doing your self-assessment this week, what I'd like for you to do is go back to your dreams that you wrote out for me, and I want you to re-rate yourself and see where you are in relation to that dream, to see if that rating has changed at all, okay? And then I also want you to reread your dream and make sure that you're really going for it, okay? So there's no holding back. You know, obviously you want to be realistic, but don't hold back. So make sure that your dream is that you're dreaming big for yourself, that you're really wanting and believing that you can get a lot, that you deserve a lot. So instead of the self-assessment, go back, reread, okay, and make any adjustments that you need to, and then reassess that number from 1 to 10. And you might have to refer back to the chart to see what it is. If you have any questions, let me know. So this video was about some other thoughts that, other thought process that undermine our thinking. And I'm going to fully admit, after I explain these to you, that I caught myself in one right away. And I've been working with it all week long. So the first one is called the chicken. So anytime that you tell me, or you tell one of your friends, or you tell your family members why something can't happen in your life that you really want to happen in your life, the idea is that there's fear. And that's where the chicken comes out. So the chicken might say things like, "It's not my fault. I can't do that," because you blame other people. You go outside of yourself, and then deep down inside, you might truly be like, "What would really happen if I got what I wanted? What would really happen?" Sometimes it's scary to think about getting exactly what you want, and sometimes, you know, you realize that it might change who you hang around, that you might have to change your circle of friends. So, you know, whenever you create progress in your life, whenever you evolve in your life, you're going to notice there's going to be pushback from people that have known you for a very long time. And not that they don't want you to succeed, they just can't, they're not used to this new version of you. So they can either get on board, or you have to find people that are going to support you in your trajectory upward and forward and your evolution. Okay, so that's number one. That's called the chicken. So you can look out for little pieces of that. Number two is the brat. Okay, and the brat is something like, "Well, you know how I am. You know, I've never been good at that, and I can't control myself around this. I can't control," that might be more the next one, but it's kind of like, you know, "Well, this is the way that I was born," or you know, "That's the way I am," sort of thing. And it really is kind of 2-year-old behavior. It's kind of like 3-year-old behavior where you're just going like, "Well, I'm just going to do it anyway," sort of thing. So that's the brat. Okay? And number 3 is called the weather reporter. And so basically what the weather reporter does is the weather reporter states what it's like outside. So I'm sitting outside in my car. I can say, "Oh, it's slightly cool. It's a little bit breezy today, and it looks like it might rain." So that is weather reporting. And when you do it in relation to yourself, you're going to say things like, "Well, I'm big boned, so I can't lose weight. I always pick the wrong guy." Let's see, what else? I can't control myself around this, or I can never control myself around chocolate. I can't trust myself around this certain type of food. So these are different types of thinking, again, that you can catch yourself in, kind of different mindsets. So the chicken, the brat, the weather reporter. You might find yourself in these areas at different times. You might notice that one of these areas pop up a lot. So you can guess which one you think I am. I'm a brat. I'm a total brat. So I find myself in a behavior a lot of times where I want something, say in my marriage, or if I want something for myself, and I'll just look at it and go, I'm just going to do what I want anyway. And it's really bratty behavior. So that's me. So I'm sure I engage in these other things, and I know I do. But the brat is really what I caught myself in. There's another thing that I want to bring up, and I also caught myself in this, and it is that when you are making excuses, sorry for the long pause, I'm trying to formulate the way I'm going to say this, that we make these excuses so that we can go ahead and have what we want anyway. So I'm going to go back to that example of that's just the way I am. Or I can't control myself around sweets. I have said that a gazillion times. I cannot control myself around sugar. And the way that she postulated this is she said, that's really bratty, because what that does is that allows you to go ahead and have what you want anyway. Okay, so when I say I can't control myself around sweets, it's like, oh, I try my hardest, and I keep it out of the house, but I just can't control myself. Basically, I just set myself up to have what I want in my mouth anyway, which is the sugar. Okay, so I was just listening to K-Love, and they, the commentator brought up this really not nice way, but a fact. When you say yes to something in your life, that means that you need to say no to something else. So if you say yes, I want to have a healthier lifestyle, that means that you have to say no to other things. You have to say no to the cake, 4 days out of the week, but you can have it 1 or 2 days out of the week. You have to say no to having a hot dog every day. You have to say no to certain things so that you can say yes to what you want in your life. Okay? So 2 things to think about is, are you setting yourself up and giving yourself the excuse to have what you want anyway? And number 2, are you prepared to say no to certain things so you get to say yes to what you want to see in your life? Okay? And then 3, we are humans, and we have to have consequences. And the thing about personal change is that you very often don't have accountability, and you don't have a set of consequences. If you fail, then it's just like, all right, you failed, you can try again, yada, yada. And when we do other things in society, we have consequences. So if there's a behavior that you are really struggling to change and you can't find a way to change it, then you can try this strategy, which I have done all week long. The strategy is to give yourself a consequence and to enlist somebody that's going to hold you accountable for that consequence. That could be me, that could be a family member, that could be a friend, but it's got to be somebody that's going to, to call you on your shit, basically, okay? So what I've done with myself this week is I set up the excuse that I can't control myself around sugar. So I have told myself that if I binge on sugar, or if I eat sugar when I don't want to, then I cannot work out the next day. If you guys know me, you know I love my workouts. And so this has been highly motivating for me, and I've had a very successful week. Now, the only thing I did not do is I didn't enlist anybody. I really just held myself personally accountable. And when you start to do this, you're going to develop what's called personal integrity. And this is going to go a long way. When you start to develop that personal integrity around certain things, and maybe you have it around some things, but you don't have it around others. When you start to develop this, then you're gonna just notice how you can achieve so much more. Okay, but we are human, so we all have this fallacy where we just kind of have to have these checks and balances. So if you need help, ask somebody, experiment with it next week. Listen, I'm working with changing this behavior. Okay, and so this is the deal. I have to pay you $20 if I engage in this behavior this week, or whatever it is. The consequence has to matter to you. If you're a mom, you understand this concept. And speaking about parents and speaking about being a mother, this is another thing that I've totally done. So, I mean, again, I'm not just preaching at you guys. I'm telling you things that I have experienced and I have caught myself in. So if you are a parent, that is another great excuse to go buy all kinds of, like junk food, all kinds of stuff. Oh, well, little Zoe likes these Teddy Grahams, so I'm going to buy him. And little Jagger likes ice cream. And so you go and buy those things at the store. And really, you know in your heart that you're trying to take care of your health. You're trying to take care of your kids' health. And what are you doing? You're sabotaging your entire family's health. Now, I'm not saying that these things can't be included in your diet, because they totally can. You can have Teddy Grahams, you can have ice cream, you can have a triple-decker chocolate cake, you can have a loaded hot dog, okay? But it's the way that we include these things into our diet, okay? So don't use your children as an excuse to engage in your bad behavior, and because it's not helping them and it's not helping you. And speaking about responsibility and making choices, if you choose to eat something, eat it. Eat it and enjoy it. Go, I really want whatever it is that you want. I really want that slice of pizza. I really want those 4 slices of pizza. If you have 4 slices of pizza and a half a bottle of wine, then enjoy every single bite. Recognize that you're choosing to eat that food, and then take responsibility afterwards. So if you don't get to your weight loss goal, if you don't get to your fat loss goal, if you don't get to your health goal, or clearing up your skin, or whatever it is, then recognize that your choices, okay, are going to be consistent with the results that you get more often than not. Okay, so yes, there's always exceptions, but I'm going to say the majority of the time that this is true. Okay, so taking responsibility for your choices, and that's not a bad thing. Whenever you do that, then you can fully engage in